Hello, everybody, and welcome back to United Pulse. Are we going to get our revenge? It's the end of the week. Premier League is back. It's Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United this Saturday. Welcome to our match preview, where we're going to discuss United's prognosis against Spurs. We've got Ruben Amorim's press conference to get into, and I'm also, of course, going to be giving you my predicted starting lineup at the end of the video. So sit back, relax, and let's get into this match preview together. But before we do that, guys, I feel it's important to paint some context before this match. I'm sure I don't need to remind you guys of what happened the last time we played Spurs. I say I don't need to remind you, but that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, 21st of May, 2025, Bilbao. United lose 1-0 to Tottenham Hotspur in the Europa League final. We allowed Tottenham Hotspur to win their first trophy after 17 years. We were involved in that historic moment for Spurs. We allowed that to happen. Absolutely shocking. United had 16 shots, I think, 6 on targets. We just never looked like we were going to score. Spurs had 1 shot on goal. They win 1-0. Absolutely shocking. This was all under their now sacked manager, Ange Postecoglou, who before that final came out with some ridiculous quotes saying like, "I'm not a clown and I never will be, mate." Terrible impression there, but I just found that quote to be hilarious at the time. I love it. I love it. So I feel this match is very symbolic. It's not just about where we are now in the league and obviously wanting to progress this season in the league, but it's going to be a direct comparison to the team we were last season. So if we win the match, there's a clear comparison to say that, we've developed, we've improved, things are getting better. And of course, if we lose, the doubters are going to say, look, nothing has changed. You might have even actually gotten worse under Ruben Amorim. You guys are still losing to Spurs. So I feel it's a highly symbolic match. It's not just about our current form or our current situation. It's going to be used as a benchmark or a reference for our overall progress since last season. So I think it's a highly important match. So I spoke about Ange's press conference from May. Let's have a look at what Ruben Amorim had to say in his press conference ahead of the game. So he was asked about how we're feeling for the game and how do we think we're going to do. Ruben said, I think we are more confident. We believe more that we can win any game, and we have proven already we can win any game. He's referring to the Liverpool match, of course. We are more prepared for anything that happens in the game. We are in a better moment, but we know we have a lot more to do to win games consistently. So he's being confident. He's saying that we can win any game out there. He's showing his confidence, but he's keeping it also composed, saying that we have a lot of work to do before we can start winning games consistently. So not overly confident and not complacent. He was then asked, can you trust your team a little bit more to cope with the ups and downs during the matches? He says, I think we can manage the game better now. We can change from one moment when we're struggling, also because we have players that can change that for us. Not as a team, but individuals can help us to change that. But if you look at the game against Nottingham, the energy was not the same, and that's something you can see in the first moments of the game. So, of course, he's highlighting there in the match against Nottingham Forest, we were just lacking intensity. Shout out to my match reaction. If you haven't checked that out, you can still go check it out. It's great. But yeah, we obviously lacked intensity and energy. So he's just mentioning that. I think it's interesting when he says we can change things around, not as a team, but individuals can help us. So he's obviously referring to individual brilliance, like when Ahmed scored that volley from outside the box to equalize the game. I think it's interesting he mentions that as a positive because I think even though it's amazing we have individually talented players like that, I think we need to rely on the team performance and the team getting each other to play well to get results. I don't think we can always rely on individuals to get us out of jail. It's not a sure thing. It's very hit and miss, not consistent. So I think we need to play as a team to be consistently better, obviously. He was also asked, how different is your team now since the Europa final? He said, firstly, the characteristics of the players. We have different characteristics in the team, but we also have a lot of players that played last year. We are a better team, we play better, we understand the game better, we are more confident, we manage better the moments of the game. So he is, of course, mentioning different characteristics as we've brought in different players. So in the past, in that match against Spurs, I was actually checking the lineup. We had a front three of Mount, Højlund, and Ahmad. So of course, Højlund is not here anymore. Mount is on the bench recently. So we brought in different characteristics in the form of Mbuemo, Cunha, and Sheshko. Of course, Cunha was the maverick at Wolves. He was their hero. He was their leader. He was their go-to. Same with Mbeumo at Brentford. He was their guy, quietly confident, quiet leader. So I think we have brought in many different characteristics into the team compared to last season. I mean, also, if you think about it, we had Garnacho on the bench. Rashford was still on loan back then, Villa, wherever he was. So, yeah, we've changed the characteristics of the team. Garnacho was maybe a bit arrogant, egotistical, didn't have the right mindset. Rashford still on loan, obviously poor ethic and training, things like that. So we have changed the characteristics of the team, but we also do have very much a similar team to the last time we played Spurs. As I said, I went through that starting lineup. We have maybe 7 players that are still here, that are still in our first team, in our starting 11. So that's still quite a significant amount of players that are the exact same players that underperformed for us in the last game. So it's going to be interesting to see how the small additions and the progress we've made changes the outcome. He was also conceding 2 goals in last week. You conceded 2 goals against Brighton. Is that a problem for you? I mean, obviously, he's going to say it's a problem. He's not going to say no, it's not a problem. We're conceding 2 goals in every game. So he said, yes, it's a problem. If you defend well, you can have one opportunity and score and win the game. But it's more a team thing. We need to defend better. We need to be more aggressive. When we have the full energy in every ball, we defend better. We cannot suffer the amount of goals we are suffering. So again, making mention of the energy and intensity. If we have energy, if we have intensity, fighting for every ball, we're going to defend better as a team. I think that's pretty obvious. But the conceding 2 goals thing is pretty important. I mean, obviously, if you think about it, if you concede 2 goals in every game, you need to score 3 or more goals in every game in order to get a win. So that's just not sustainable. We can't be conceding 2 goals in every game. And I think that's going to prove to be true in this match. If Spurs score 2 goals against us, I think we're going to struggle to come away with the 3 points. It's going to be tough. So I think we have to keep them contained. We have to maybe concede at most 1 goal in order for us to get a win. So we really do have to defend better as a team. He was also, you seeing the positives of not having to play in Europe this season? He said, it's not about seeing the positives, it's about using the positives. You have more time to train, to know your players, to arrange everything, the connection between staff, and to prepare for the future. So we try to use the positives of not playing during the week. I mean, yeah, of course, he's going to try and make a good situation out of a bad one. And that's what he is saying. We have to just use it to our advantage. The fact that we have more time to train, the more time to get the players to understand the system, etc. Spurs did play midweek, actually. They played on Tuesday against Copenhagen, smashed them 4-0. Whether that's going to be a good thing or not leading into this game for us, we'll have to see. It could go either way. It could be that they're super confident, they're feeling good about themselves, they're going to play well. Or it could be that they're overly confident, they played against a lesser side, and now they're going to be coming up against us. And I think we're going to be performing better than Copenhagen. So it can go either way, to be honest. But in terms of the fatigue, I don't think Spurs are going to be fatigued at all because even though they played on Tuesday, so that's relatively early in the week, and they played at home as well, so they didn't have to do any traveling or anything of the sorts. So I don't think fatigue is going to be an issue there. I'm really sorry, guys. My throat is killing me. I'm sure you can tell I've been battling during this video. It comes with the job description, I guess. So yeah, probably coming down with something. He was then asked about Ronaldo's comments, obviously from the Ronaldo interview with Piers Morgan. Again, I'm going to plug my own video there. If you're not aware of that, you can check it out. But this is what Ruben had to say. He said, we need to focus on the future. We know we as a club made a lot of mistakes in the past, but we are trying to change that. So let's not focus on what happened. Let's focus on what we are doing now. We are changing a lot of things in the structure, the way we do things, the way we want players to behave. We are doing that and we are improving. So let's focus on the way we are doing things. Let's continue and forget a bit about the past. So of course he's going to say, like, don't worry about the past. Let's just focus on now. We're improving. We're doing better. Don't worry about it. Let's go with it. But I think obviously it is important to acknowledge the past, to identify the mistakes and avoid making the same mistakes and rectifying them, basically. So obviously I don't think Ruben is naive to that. He'll know that. He's just making a general statement to the public to say, like, listen, let's not focus on the negative. Let's not focus on the past. As we said, let's make it a positive and let's focus on the now. Let's focus on our current progress, and that's all that matters. So that was Ruben's response about Ronaldo's comments. And then, guys, I actually had a look at the head-to-head between Spurs and United, and our form is shocking, guys. It's absolutely shocking against Spurs. I think in our last 6 games against Spurs, we've lost 5 and we've drawn 1. We haven't beaten Spurs in our last 6 games against them. I mean, some of the losses that come to mind, that 4-3 Carabao Cup loss. I mean, obviously with Bayern Dia having a bit of a shocking performance. We were trying to get back into that game to salvage something. And then I think Son scores from a direct corner, directly from a corner. Absolutely shocking. 3-0 loss at Old Trafford. I think that was under Ten Hag, where Van de Ven wins the ball back in his own half, runs through our entire team into our box, puts a simple cross in, and they score. 3-0 loss at Old Trafford. As I said, not a single win in the last 6, so let's hope we can go and change that. It's going to be tough, but let's see if we can change that. And then I saw some people talking about Spurs' home form and getting a bit worried and stuff like that, but I went and had a look at their home form. So with their home form in the Premier League, in their last 6 games, they've lost 3. They've lost 3, drawn 2, and won only 1 game. And that 1 game was against Burnley. So it's no fortress. Their home ground is no fortress, guys. I think we really have a chance to go there and get a result. I mean, it doesn't seem they're performing well at home, but yet again, we don't perform well away from home. So it's going to be an interesting match. It can really go either way. I'm personally going to predict a 2-1 win for United. It's going to be a close one, but I think we're going to get it. We're going to get the win. We're going to get a 2-1 win. So let's go through the starting lineup. So in goal, it'll be Senny Lamens. And by the way, this is going to be my predicted lineup. It's not necessarily what I think Ruben is going to do. And I got the starting lineup incorrect before. Obviously, I would like to have seen Mount up front. He went with Šeško. So this is just going to be my predicted lineup. Whether or not Ruben goes with it, of course, that's his own thing. So my starting lineup would be Senny Lamens in goal, Shaw, De Ligt, Euro in the back. I like that back 3. I think that's going to be a steady back 3 for us. Although I feel it's a bit harsh for Aiden Heaven sitting on the bench. He was so good for us coming into the first team before he had that big injury. But I don't think he can replace Luke Shaw at the moment. Luke Shaw has been consistently performing and solid, so I think he has to stay. So that'll be the back 3. Our wing backs, I would drop Delo. Delo had a poor game last game, so I would go with Dorgu on the left wing back. Ahmad on the right, of course. Bruno Casemiro midfield, standard. And then I would go with Mbeumo, Cunha, and I would choose Šeško for this game. I think it's important for us to have that focal point up front, that big presence. I think we're going to need him to relieve some of the pressure. When Spurs are attacking us, we're going to need to just kick the ball out long, and we need Šeško over there to receive it and to get us going, get an attack started. So that's the starting lineup I would go with, guys. Let me know what your score predictions would be below. So that was the match preview. Thanks again, as always, for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe to this little growing community. I appreciate it a lot. But for now, guys, I am out. I will catch you next time.